Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his time in the territories with PG-13 to his time in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Thanks again for tuning in. Here he is, Wolfie D.
Thank you all for sticking with us. We got the second watch along of the WCW with PG-13. And honestly, today we've got a cool guest with us, Big Vito LaGrassa, and they're going to watch the second match of our watch along, the PG-13 Mamalukes versus the Armstrongs. And so the link will be in our description of the episode. So you just click on that. Wolfie, take it over, okay?
And with that, I'll give you guys a second to locate that link to watch along. And everybody listening, Vito, Jimmy, and the fans out there will go in 3, 2, 1, play. And I got to mute mine. But all right, so here we go. Vito, me and you met in Memphis. You were Skulls on Crush. And now here we are in WCW together.
Hey, I would like to say hello to everybody and hope everybody's having a great night. This is the Watch Along with Wolfie D on his podcast show. And, for anybody who doesn't know, I came through the ranks as Skull Von Crush. I started off in WWF TVs, and I made my way from Santo Domingo to Memphis, to Puerto Rico. But anybody who had to make their way in the wrestling business, you had to go through Memphis. Yeah, so that's why I met Jamie and Wolfie, a great tag team.
The Harris brothers paying us off. Are they paying off the Armstrongs first? Oh, I didn't even remember that.
Yeah. I mean,
it was so fun when you came to Memphis. Those were the best days, man. I'll never forget Skull Von Crush. Never forget him.
Listen, that's when gimmicks were gimmicks. I didn't speak English, and everybody believed. And we had some of the best times. And you never know how you wind up in the business. And here I am, a world champion in WCW. And it was a great thing. You know what? And you guys always respected me. And then when I made it to the WCW, you guys came up and you shook my hand and said, man, you really worked hard and you earned this.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's always been me, man. I'm not going to down. Here's the little part now. They paid off the Armstrongs. Now they're paying off us. And then so the match story is you got the Armstrongs and PG-13 against the Mamalukes. That's what we're all watching.
Yeah, look, and you notice Jamie took the money and you never got any.
Ron and Don, I love them guys, man. What about you, Vito?
Hey, when I met Ron and Don, they were the scariest duo in wrestling.
Right.
Two big biker guys, long hair, and the tattoos.
Two Bruiser Brody.
Yeah. They were scary, bro. They were scary, especially me coming from New York. And if everybody doesn't know, I was boys with the Spellbinder back in the day, and that's another story. But here's PG-13 coming in the ring. Yeah. Great tag team, great gimmick. Brian Christopher stole your gimmick, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that true?
John Cena stole my shit.
Yep.
Look at this.
I was doing that, and you know what? Somebody sent me a message because it kind of went viral. And I said that about Cena stealing my gimmick. I mean, it's the truth. I was the first white boy rapper back in 1992, and then I recruited Jamie to be my partner. And then somebody said, what about PN News? No, PN News wasn't white. He didn't. He wore traditional wrestling gear. He had tights and boots, and he didn't rap. He said, yo, baby, yo. That was a chant. That wasn't a rap. So I don't, whatever. But anyway, here we go. Man, we're getting to it.
Now, when you guys were watching, we have a young Johnny the Bull in there, fresh out of the power plant, and he became a champion. And, Johnny was my responsibility, and I always took care of him. If you remember, Johnny, you would do what you could do best, but you talk about being a veteran and learning from Memphis, and that's how I learned a great deal. Working with Jamie, Wolfie, the Rock and Roll Express, the Dream Machine, Boogie Woogie, the Moondogs, all the great legendary wrestlers of Memphis. And here we are in WCW, along with the Armstrongs.
Isn't that cool? We paid our dues, man. We rode up and down the road, and then, here we are at the dance. You know what I mean? This is funny because So who's starting here? And I'm like, I think I'm starting. I don't know if we all talked about this or whatever. Okay, so I'm like, I'm getting out. Now we got Johnny and Stevie. Love Stevie. Love all the Armstrongs, man. What cool guys, right?
No, very cool guys who know the wrestling business.
This
great
looks like
amateur
a shoot right there. That looks like a shoot. Like Stevie was pissed, right?
No, you know what? But Johnny was young, so like, you know, when you have to take charge of a wrestler and being a veteran, you're not trying to hurt nobody, but you got to make things happen.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That looked like Stevie got hot and just belly to back him. But I mean, I understand. I know Stevie. I know how he is. I know all of them. I love him to death. But this is actually a really good match. Look, boom. Stevie flips him over. Here I come again. Boom.
You know, but one thing people don't realize is when you come through Memphis, you learn the Southern psychology, and that goes a long way in the wrestling business. And there I took a whack from you guys. Because why? Because I'm trying to save my partner. And a lot of guys today, they just stand on the ringside. They don't try to intervene.
Right. Your guy was in trouble. Look,
he's not selling enough.
Sorry. Oh, Disco gets the hubcap.
I know everybody wants to see Disco get more of a hubcap. I mean, he's in a lot of hot water these days.
He stays that way.
All right, so we hear Johnny the Bull's getting his shirt taken off. There's Jamie jumping in, you know, and like I said, guys, great psychology here. Everybody tagging up on the champs. Me trying to get in there to save my partner. If any young wrestlers are watching this is what you want to do. You want to intervene and don't stand there. Big suplex by Wolfie D. You know, and you know, Wolfie back then was very lean, if people don't remember. I mean, Wolfie, you had to be maybe 190 back then, correct?
I was right there. I was probably about 220 or something like that. It wasn't until I started being slashed when I got to 240, 50. I got up to 275 at one point.
No, I saw you. I see you. You had gotten big, but you know, during the PG-13 days, I mean, you were lean. You had a good body. You had a good look to you. You know, and you know, you and Jamie just matched. You know, really good, just like the Armstrong brothers. Just natural look as a tag team.
In the ring, we were so good together, man. I could look at him, and he knew what I needed, and vice versa. And that doesn't happen all the time, man. That's just like a special thing. And we had it. The closest thing I ever got past Jamie was with Brian Lee and TNA when we did the New Church thing. Me and him kind of had that same thing, but I think me and Jamie had it just a little bit better. Even though
now, if you watch the Armstrongs tag me here, right? And
oh, you try to cover your partner, yeah.
See, because now that's good psychology on my part because everybody thought, we got Vito in there. But me being a smooth-talking New Yorker, I said, okay, I'll pin my partner and win the match. Go home.
Right.
Yeah. Genius.
Ooh, that's a huge punch. Knocked me over the top. Reverse. What do we got there? Boom. Oh, Jamie didn't go down for him and you hook him.
There it is.
I think that's got to be it, right?
We hope so. Here's probably, if you guys don't know,
holy shit, but athleticism.
The best athletic big man. Johnny the Bull is ahead of his time. Power, body, everything. Look at this.
Damn, that was, dude, he got up there like it was just like the side of the, I don't know. That was awesome, man. I mean, the way his balance.
He had great hops. He had a great body. He was 21 years old. I say this today. If Johnny the Bull was wrestling today, he'd be world champion.
Yeah. Yeah. He was down. He was good. Look there, big hug. Y'all got the win.
But you know, guys, when you watch this match, you talk about four guys. You talk about the Armstrongs and you talk about PG-13 and the Harris brothers, all from Memphis, Tennessee, along with myself. Some of the best psychology, and everybody took their time.
Yeah. We knew what to do, man. That's what they don't understand these days. It's a story in the ring as well as outside of the ring. And I feel a lot of the guys today don't understand that in-ring thing of it's still a story. Get your moves in, and your partner just showed it with he jumped up there and, you know, balanced on the ropes like he did and then dropped a leg, and it meant something, you know. You don't have to do 4,000 moves. It's that one move that everybody's going to remember.
Jimmy, what do you got?
Go ahead.
You got any good questions? Come on, Jimmy, give me some.
Yeah, man, I was going to say, speak on the Armstrongs, like those guys, what were they like working, especially when you got a chance to get in the ring with them,
Well, the Armstrongs are legendary from Memphis, and going from their dad, to all the brothers. They learned the business the right way, the correct way. They all learned psychology. Every single one of them was a quality wrestler. They might not, some didn't have the body, some didn't have the look, but they all worked for WCW along with Bill Dundee. And, it was a Southern thing, you know what I mean? And once you go through Memphis and you learn, all the Southern boys always took care of themselves. A great, great addition to the wrestling business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the family, one of the best friends in my life that has done so much for me and just been a good guy, man. And we don't talk every day. I don't say it like that, but Road Dogg and all his brothers, man. Brad was good to me. Bob wrote an article. He used to write a sports article in the Pensacola newspaper, and he wrote an article about me one time. Had my picture, had everything. I've got it somewhere in some of my storage stuff, but like that meant so much to me. I cut it out of the paper. I framed it. I mean, he wrote this huge article on me at Slash saying, look out for this guy and blah, blah, blah. And coming from him, that just meant so much to me, man. It was so awesome. And then, like I said, me and Brian were always good friends. And then, I've worked everyone. I worked Brad in Louisville one night. And, I only worked him once, but I got to work Brad. I've worked Scotty. I've worked Stevie. And Road Dogg numerous times, man. And I've even worked with Bullet. And that shit was just cool, man. That's the coolest wrestling family I've ever known, in my experience.
No, definitely. And, you said something there. You have BJ James, probably one of the greatest guys. You had probably the most charisma out of all the Armstrong brothers. And you could tell on his work, you could tell on his timing. And a lot of guys don't mention the word timing in these days,
Yeah.
Less is more, grab a hold. And who was the guy who used to say grab a hold all the time?
Grab a hold, Buddy Wayne.
Wayne, right? Grab a hold, wool tights, Buddy Wayne, right? And we all thought as young guys, you're full of shit.
Vito, I need you to abandon ship right now. Don't say grab a hold. We're not in New York. We are talking about Memphis. It's grab a hold.
Grab a hold.
There's a T at the end.
That's right. And for those who don't know, now Wolfie, you can get on this, right? When you talk about eating in Memphis, guys, right? The only place in the world that has a buffet at KFC is Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes. Love it. I love it.
Louisville, if you remember in Louisville, between Louisville and Evansville nights, there was that KFC buffet in Louisville right there where we used to stay.
Yep, that's right. And then another thing that people don't realize is that we all had girlfriends at the strip club, right? So everybody who had a girl at the strip club, I probably had the most famous one. Couldn't speak a lick of English, but I had the Marilyn Monroe lookalike.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They called me Mr. President all night. I'm telling you, it was great.
I love it. So I know our time is short on this episode right now, this part of the episode. But Vito, promise, man, you'll come back and do a full Big Vito episode with me.
I promise. Anytime, you guys give me a call, and I'd be more than happy to be a guest or do what I got to do.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Skull Von Crush. I don't care what anybody else wants to call you. You're Skull Von Crush to me. That's when I met you, and you know how it is like that. I'll always be Wolfie D. You'll never call me Slash, and I'll never call you Vito. I will call you Skull Von Crush.
That's right. Thank you very much. All right, guys, you have a good night.
This has been a James Rock Street production.